Hi, so I snagged my INTJ husband to do a video. So I have actually done a video with Parker and with Chris also, talking to them about INTJs and ESFJs as parents. So kind of get your thought on how do you feel the INTJ ESFJ combo going as parents works.
I'd say
Stressful? Just kidding.
that we have very different parenting styles, but I think that we are able to play off of each other in a way that's beneficial to each other.
And which way do you see is that how we play off each other? What is it that we play off each other exactly?
Just how that we opposite. You tend to care more.
I care more about our kids, huh? Just kidding.
Feelings and that stuff. And me being more logical, I'm able to take things in that direction.
We've talked about how you're more of a reserved kind of parent, you more in the background doing your own thing, and I'm more active in the family. How do you feel about that?
Being in the background?
You're more reserved. When you come home from work, you more do your own thing, kind of, and I am usually always buzzing off somewhere, doing something, or I'm more active in.
And how do I feel like that's your family?
Well, just how do you feel about that? That's one thing we've discussed is about the INTJ ESFJ parenting is you doing more things on your own. You and Chris are kind of alike. He's an INTP. He's always kind of, he's always off playing his Legos, doing his thing. Or you're kind of like that. You're off doing your own thing a lot of the times.
Yes, this is true.
Whereas I'm always looking for someone or something to do something with. It's usually me and Parker taking off doing walks and whatnot, or wandering the neighborhood, the community, scaring them, sneaking in their backyards, breaking the law. I'm just kidding. Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say. So, how do you feel about how we do as a couple, being an ESFJ INTJ couple?
I won't say it was without challenges at times because we are fairly opposite. But I think
we're at odds a lot.
I think that when we are able to agree, we are stronger as parents.
You get them by doing the fossil thing.
Okay. So, what do you think is the most misinterpreted thing about an INTJ? You often see a lot of people talk about INTJs or being INTJs or what they think INTJs are. About you guys ignore people, or you guys are, what is the word? Antisocial. INTJs are described as antisocial.
I think that in and of itself is a misconception.
Why do you think it's a
misconception? I don't mind being in social places. I don't mind being around people. I don't even mind talking and conversing. There's a lot of times that I actually like it.
See, that's one of the things that sets us apart, because me, by doing these videos, I'm putting myself out there pretty boldly. I'm going to get a lot of criticism. I'm tending to get that I'm getting a little bit of both lately. Probably a lot more negativity than positive comments right now. You would never put yourself out there to do anything to attract any form of negative feedback. And that's one difference between the ESFJ and the INTJ. I put myself out there and I come home crying. You don't even put yourself out there because you don't want to be ever put yourself in a position that you could get hurt. Is that how you put it?
Perhaps.
It's like when you advised me not to go to that, bridal shower. Because you knew that even though I obligated myself to go, you knew that I'd come home crying.
No,
I put myself out there, but I didn't. I actually, for once, listened to my INTJ husband. I didn't go. Don't know how the outcome would have been, because this is finally one of the times I've said, I'm not going, not putting myself out there where there's knowingly mean people.
INTP.
So what other comments do you have about the personality types, anything? I know one way we do get along really well is we like to sit there and analyze and guess on people's personalities. I think that's one of our favorite things to do together. Wherever we're at, watching TV or out in public.
Yes, that is
Or
something that I
with
enjoy doing.
With our friends, we like to try and guess what our friends are. Some of them we can successfully get them to test, and some of them they will never test and don't believe in the whole Myers-Briggs personality thing.
I'm gonna go find it. Yes.
You got any idea in the video?
Not sure. I can't remember much about them.
I'm okay.
I know
Don't
you're not a
remember
fan
this.
of being out there.
Okay,
So
that's
anything else you want to
important.
add on behalf of the INTJs?
Yes.
Or INTJs
Here's
like
how
you?
blood.
No, what I want to touch down on real quick is you being an INTJ and developing that sensing. You're not an INTP, ISTJ, or whatever. You are an INTJ who, growing up a little bit, was nurtured by a sensing type, and you've actually
I haven't found one yet.
lost that sensing for a little while. It wasn't until the recent last year or two that you kind of picked up a little bit of that sensing again and started using it.
Yes.
I'm turning into a fan.
I would say that it can at times be a little surreal and a little strange having both of those
I know.
attributes.
That's why if I kill gas, I'll be fine.
But there's benefits from both.
I know you believe that you are definitely an N, that intuitive does dominate you because you make decisions the way an NT would versus an ST. And that's one thing you bring to our relationship. I want things now, which is the sensing ability, and you are very intuitive, and you can look into you prefer to look more towards our future and are more patient than I am. Because you know we'll get that closure then.
I agree.
I'm not sure.
So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that sensing. I know you were surprised when you took the Myers-Briggs this year, and it didn't come out in INTJ. For once in 10 years, over 10 years you've been taking that test, and all of a sudden it kind of set you back a little. What it was is I gave him the cognitive quiz back in April, and it told him that he wasn't an INTJ, and so he took the Myers-Briggs, and Myers-Briggs told him he wasn't either. And we spent a couple days talking it over, and he is an INTJ. One of the things that set you apart was you didn't answer on the Myers-Briggs about the reading theoretical books. You're an INTJ that doesn't really care to read theoretical books.
What?
I later realized that I misanswered the question because I actually do things quite theoretically. It's more of certain things I noticed about myself in school that caused me to want to answer that question as though I'm...
Well, you were pretty burnt out by the end of your bachelor's degree.
I found myself having a hard time sticking to the theoretical books, which influenced my decision on like that on the test. But as I thought more about it, I began to realize that I am actually, I operate quite a bit in theory, inside my head. I don't enjoy
Sean, did you say
theoretical
where the
books.
nether portal is?
I am able to understand them when I'm able to focus on them.
Not
The
yet.
school ones are the ones that you're forced to read, which aren't of your choice
I
usually.
share so much stuff I got.
And you were pretty burnt out by the end. You were at the point where you wanted to quit, but you know you can't. Because school can get hard and tasking and monotonous and yes. But we kept that end goal in mind and got you to your bachelor's degree.
Yeah, Sean, you don't stray too far because I stray super far. And what are you looking at?
You feel that most INTJs live in the technical world? You find every technical, usually most technical people you work with fall under the INTJ or INTP or ENTJ
You too fast.
personality types,
Sean?
right?
I think
Don't
that
run into too many
INTJs
of them
can
'cause they will
gravitate
chase you
towards
forever.
technical fields, but
They will chase you
they
forever.
are not necessarily limited to
Yeah.
being
Come
in
here, Sean.
technology.
Come here.
I think
show
any
you what I am
INTJ
now.
can be in any career that challenges
Look at
them,
me. Do you see me? I'm a fan.
so long as that they are being constantly challenged. It works.
So, anything you want
This
to
is
add
the-
real quick before the video
Huh?
ends? Because I don't like my videos being too terribly long.
No, I think
Parker
that's
said that some people do 45-minute
It's a
videos, and I'm like,
wasp, by the
wow,
way.
I could not watch a 45-minute video.
Great.
But to me,
No,
I
I
know.
think that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Food, do you have food?
thank you for being on my YouTube video. I know you don't like putting yourself out there, so the internet is a harsh place to put yourself out there. You don't know who's watching, and you don't know what they're thinking or what they're saying and what they're gonna think and saying. You don't know how many people are gonna get out there and start putting rude comments and try and pick fights and stuff. And that's one reason why he's quit Facebook on several occasions. Was the drama that gets started just isn't worth it to him to be in social networking. So he very rarely goes on his Facebook, but he does. So
They're a huge spider.
thank you. Subscribe if you like.